Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Laura et ce sont mon channel chez YouTube Langue avec Laura. Et aujourd'hui, je dois terminer mon projet de traduction entre anglais à français pour mon projet de proposition de recherche en français pour une application à une université. Hello everyone, my name is Laura, this is my channel Languages with Laura, and today I need to finish my translation project, which is for my research proposal from English into French for a university application. I'm sorry if it's very echoey in here. Obviously, je ne suis pas chez moi. I'm not at home. I am actually in my partner's office in the geography department of the school that he goes to for his master's. We are here because when we have like days that we need to sit and get work done, this is where we go, either here or a coffee shop if we're not going to stay at home to get it done, and I'm not at school, so this is his office. I'll give you a quick little tour because he is a geographer, so he does a lot of international studies along with geography. But then we are actually going to head to the conference room because there's a computer in there that he needs and it's way comfier. Like I said, I need to finish my translation project for this application, so that is my main focus today, and I thought I'd bring you along on this journey with me since it is language based. So let's go. So in the first part of his office, he's got a map of the world of all the countries that he has been to. This cute little map that we got at an engagement party, and the blackboard. So for anyone who's seen my earlier videos, this is what I had behind me as my background. He asked if he could have it for his office, and then he's had people who visit him put hello or good day in their language on here. So it's definitely expanded and changed since it's been my background. But it's got that table, and then this is actually like the main office area with his desk, blankets, things like that. So we're gonna head to the conference room because it's much cozier in there, but this is also one of his first map projects. No, one of his most important map projects he has done for his geography degree. So he's pretty cool. Anyway, we're gonna head to the conference room now because it's much cozier to work in there. Coffee. So an update, it is 2:30 and I've gotten the two easiest sections of this proposal done, the motivation and the French ability section. So now I get really into the technical language of it and the rest of it, so it's kind of late in the day, but that's what I get for sleeping in. I am doing it where I am writing out, I have it all written out in English because I have to do the same thing for other applications, but in English because this is for the bilingual program. So I am choosing to translate this proposal into French as a showcase of my French language ability because it's the only thing in my application materials that are in French. It's a lot of work. I'm having a lot of fun with it though, which is really great. And really what I'm doing is I am writing out the section and then I'm actually putting it into chat to check grammar and like word usage and like subject noun agreement, things like that, because while I do try and do that the best that I can while I'm writing and when I'm reading it over, I'm still a French learner, so sometimes I make those mistakes and I don't catch them. So chat's pretty great because it is catching those mistakes, but I'm not relying on it to write my proposal. I'm using it basically like I use Grammarly, but for English. That's how I am doing it, is just very much pretty simple. I didn't mention this before, but I do actually have my French and English dictionary. This is for like everyday words, so it's not super great for technical writing or like advanced research terms, especially some of the terms I'm using. So I am gonna have to use an online dictionary like Word Reference or something like that. But this is really good. I would highly recommend it if you are learning French, especially. I just find that it's a good in-depth because it gives not just the word and its translation, but also different usages of how we use the word like in English or in French and how that changes, because using like, for example, one of the ones is grow. I know what it is to grow, like in terms of a human growing up, but it's different words in French if it's a human growing up or plants that are growing, or if you're growing wealth or something like that, they're different words. And so this does a really good job of listing all of those so that you can fully understand what word you need to use. So I do really like this one. It's also by the McGraw-Hill, which does a lot of English to other language resources. And then the other thing I have with me, I haven't really used it, but I bring it along just in case I need to use it, then I have it, and it's another resource I would recommend, and that is English Grammar for students of French. This was something that I was required to get for one of my French courses once, and it just has a breakdown of all of French grammar, like all of it, from the simple like conjugating verbs in all of their conjugations, as well as auxiliary verbs and moods and adjectives, descriptive adjectives, demonstrative adjective, etc. and so forth. So this is a really good resource to help you study your grammar. And there's a book, because like textbooks are great because they offer practice and things like that, but if you're a solo learner, resources like this, incredible. I love it. It's a good method for me. But yeah, I am slowly losing hope that I am going to actually finish it today, just because I only have 2 sections done and they're the easy sections. But I'm also at the point where there are certain words I can do the control find and then replace it with the French version of the word. Again, only do this if you're going to read through it and check it all, but certain nouns that won't need gender agreement, I can do that for, and then I'm going to translate the rest of the paragraph and then find a way to edit it. So, wish me luck. Hi peeps, it is almost 5:30 and I'm actually getting really close with this proposal. I've got 3 more sections left: the theoretical framework, which is fairly short, the methodology, which is not very short, it's actually kind of long, but it's much simpler language, easier to translate, I'll have less words to look up and stuff, and then the final one, which is key references, which also isn't very long. So those are the final 3 sections that I have to translate, and then I'm done, which is kind of crazy and incredible. I realize that even though I've told you like what dictionaries I'm using in my process, I've never actually like shown you how I'm doing this. You might not be able to see very well. Yeah, you're definitely not going to see very well, but basically, like, the title of the section here, and then I'm putting the translation up top, and I have the English original below it. So basically, I am typing the French translation on top of the English translation. Sometimes when I translate things, I will split my screen on my computer and have 2 separate documents, but just because of the nature of this project and the fact that I'm going to have to copy and paste the French into a separate document that is in sections, it's provided by the application. So it's going to have key references box where you copy and paste into, and then, you know, methodology, another box. Like, it's in separate sections, so I don't need to upload a specific document. I decided to keep it all in one so that I can always go back and reference the English version, the original, and see how I translated it, maybe why I translated it the way I did, just in case. So I'm doing it all in one. I'm typing the French above the English, and then for my own sanity, when I finish a sentence, I will select the English version, make it a size smaller, and then italicize it so I can see where in the paragraph I'm at in terms of translation. And then I go back and reread that paragraph and make sure it flows nicely in French. Luckily, French and English are fairly easy to translate between, especially with academic language like this, because English takes so much of its vocabulary from French that it really is just being aware of the grammar and word order and like agreement and all the small little grammatical things of French rather than in English. That's basically how I'm doing it. Is I'll have the title, the French version, the English version smaller and italicized, and that's how I'm doing it. But like I said, with other projects, if it needs to be a separate document, I will split screen, have one document on one side, the other on the other, and do it that way because I don't have multiple screens that I can work with. That would be a dream, but yeah, so I'm almost done. I think I actually can get this finished today. Yes, that's my partner doing his thing over there, by the way. It's not just some random, it's my partner. But I do think I can get this finished today, but seeing as it is 5:30, I could definitely use a break and we should eat dinner. So I think I'm gonna go and pick up something just very close by for us to eat, and then hopefully I will finish it. And this is the last thing I need to do for this application. So as soon as this is done, I can submit it. The application is done, and then all of my applications for graduate programs are done. Because like I said, this was the only one that needed to be in a different language. This is the only bilingual program that I'm applying to. So, oh my word, it's gonna be such a huge relief when this is done. I'm so excited, I can't wait. And I hope so far that you've enjoyed this journey of me translating. I listen to music when I do it. Most of the time when I translate something, I listen to my playlist in the target language I'm translating into. But because this is such a big project, I needed to use music that would help me focus better rather than get me in the linguistic mindset, you know? So I've just been listening to a very specific soundtrack that I've been obsessed with recently that allows me to focus on whatever I'm working on, rather than something specific to French, like my French 2.0 playlist or anything but English or those playlists that I have on Spotify. And then this way too, with listening to soundtracks like this, it forces me to use YouTube, which forces me to not use my phone, because if I stop something on YouTube, then the music stops, and then I'm like, okay, this is a conscious decision. Am I going to pause from working, or do I need to not do what I was gonna do on my phone and just get back to work? So, hi. Yeah, so I'm gonna go pick up food and then finish this translation project and be done with it. Wish me luck. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this so far. Mon Dieu, mes amis, c'est fini. J'ai fini mon application d'université. For le programme grad. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe it. It's done. I finished my translation project. I finished the research proposal, which is the last thing I needed for this application, which is the last application. So I can't believe it. It takes a couple days for it to process that it was uploaded and received. So I'm not gonna truly let this go until a couple days from now when I see it like checked off or ticked off as completed and everything like that, but it's done. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you want more like translation blog styles like this. I have another translation project coming up that is a much bigger project with English and Spanish, translating both from English to Spanish and Spanish to English. So if you're interested in that or seeing part of that process, comment down below, let me know so that I can film that experience for you. Otherwise, if you like language learning content, travel content, translation content like this, just study stuff, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. I post videos every week about language learning and travel and facts about languages and things like that, so definitely subscribe if you're interested. And I have other social media linked down below. I have an Instagram where I post travel photos, and I am actually starting to turn it into a little bit of a studygram as well. I have joined the hashtag #ThatPolyglot2025 challenge on Instagram, so every Friday or Saturday or every weekend, I'm going to post an update with my language learning for the week, what I did, what I'm focusing on, etc. and so forth. So definitely follow me on my Instagram for more updates like that and other fun language content from me. So yeah, definitely check that out. Again, merci beaucoup, thank you so much, and until I see you in the next video, au revoir!